Hi, folks. Dr. Jim Gershwin here. Happy Veterans Day, or Memorial Veterans Day, whatever. My job will be at Barrancas National Cemetery tomorrow morning. Then I'll be on the float. Tonight I got the Marine Corps League. All weekend I had the Disabled American Veterans standing shifts at the Golden Corral. We split half of it with Camp Corral, and some of the other half goes straight into our ability to help disabled veterans. My statue, of course, with the two servicemen helping the one off the battlefield, the bronze one I bought in China for 10,000 bucks, is over at Post 378 on Highway 98. You're all welcome to go visit it. Let me see if I can sit here and pull a picture of it up. No, I can't. I'm not that talented on these things. Okay, news today. All right, the international police force is getting ready to go into Gaza without Turkish troops. Remember, Turkey still wants to sit there and arrest Netanyahu. So that's kind of strange. As an international genocide criminal. Yeah, genocide. Getting rid of deadly terrorists is genocide. Not in my book. I'm sorry. Now, it's pretty cold down here. You know, it snowed down here in Pensacola last year. You know, go on my website. You'll see pictures of it. All right, and you can see pictures of the statue too. Okay, just search for it. Get past all my singing crap in there. Another thing going on is the Supreme Court sitting there getting ready to judge on his use of tariffs. I don't see how they can sit there and deny him use of it. Its use is his power to conduct foreign affairs. Now, if he's using a tariff to use as a weapon and a tool for foreign affairs, why not? And previously, they judged that he could sit there and do what they call retaliatory tariffs. In other words, if someone sat there and raises a tariff on us, he could sit there and match it. I think that was done previously. Anyway, this is working well, and I certainly want that 2,000 bucks he's sitting there promising people for the tariffs. I think he's only doing that for media value while the Supreme Court is sitting there deliberating his use of tariffs. The other thing, basically the standoff is over. The only thing this was ridiculous, and I told my students this. I said, that's the same continuation bill that they drafted and approved under Biden and used 4 or 5 times. Okay? And now we're going to be okay all the way until January. At least the holidays are safe, right? And everyone's going to get their back pay. Everyone's going to be happy. Okay? We're going to get more controllers in there, but the trouble is not with controllers. The trouble is our equipment is so antique. All right? We have to sit there and really upgrade our air control systems in all of our airports. All right? And in fact, our major airports at least. I suggest we start with international airports, those that are coded to go international, so that the ICC approves them. We don't just need the FAA to approve them. We need the ICC, okay, to approve it also. Anyway, it's going to take a few days for all the signatures and all the fine-tuning to get done, but it's basically done. The only thing the Democrats won, if you called it a win, was the agreement to have a vote. And Thune promised them they would sit there and bring up for a vote the extension of the Obamacare subsidies. Now, these things were supposed to twilight and sunset automatically anyway. They were only meant to sit there and prop it up because young people were not joining, and they needed the cash in the system. Okay? Because the young people joining, just like Social Security, they need young people to sit there and support us old farts on Social Security. All right, so it was supposed to, but the Obamacare is just falling apart, and that's part of the reason why they want to extend these subsidies, because it needs the cash inflow. All right. Anyway, well, folks, things are looking good around the world. Things are looking good in the United States. Trump keeps getting these wins, and he's suing the BBC now. You don't understand. Every time they call him a name or do something weird to him, he's actually going back after him, and he's winning these lawsuits. They're not publicizing that a lot. He's winning them. Okay? In other words, the names he's calling them are not true, and he's able to prove it. And BBC sat there and altered his January 9th speech or something like that. They probably left out the "and go peacefully" part, okay? Which is stupid. Everyone knows that's part of his speech. When I lived up in D.C., I'm going to tell you, if you had a demonstration or a gathering on the mall about politics, they all marched down to the Capitol because it was right there on the mall. It's at the end of the mall on the other side of the Washington Monument. Okay? And it's just everyone does it. I was there for the, oh God, there had to be 1 million of us. One of those CPAC get-togethers. I was up there for a couple of the CPAC ones. They're a wonderful thing to go to if you get a chance to go to one. Okay? If it's in D.C., don't go. D.C. is still not that safe. I'm sorry. But with a white beard and on the metro at night, you sit there and basically had to be able to defend yourself because they were going to mug you. All right. Well, anyway, folks, I love you all. God bless you all. And my illnesses are just still there. I've managed to give away over $120,000 in a year and a half in charity. And that's what I swore I would do, and that's what I'm doing. I did. So now I'm living off of my retirement money, which is good, and it makes me comfortable. All right, well, guys, God bless you all. God bless America. And remember, you gotta vote. Just because they got a communist mayor in New York doesn't mean the rest of the country's going to fall apart. All right? 10% of the New Yorkers are going to leave anyway. They already promised they were going to leave if Mondami won. So they're coming. Florida gets over 800 people a day moving into this state, into the free state of Florida. So more of them are going to abandon New York. Just hope they don't bring their daggone politics down here. Then they remember what caused the fact that they're leaving, and oftentimes that's a problem. Anyway, take care. God bless you. God bless America. I love you all, and I remain your humble servant, folks.